There is now a member of the European Parliament from France who does not think the U.S. represents the values of the Statue of Liberty anymore. They want the Statue of Liberty back. So is President Trump going to send the Statue of Liberty back to France?
Absolutely not. And my advice to that unnamed low-level French politician would be to remind them that it's only because of the United States of America that the French are not speaking German right now. So they should be very grateful to our...
Karoline Leavitt is back, and she's coming in hot. From effortlessly dismantling a smug French politician who quickly remembered why he avoids German debates, to leaving Jeff Bezos visibly shaken. Every second is pure gold. This isn't just commentary. It's a fearless display of confidence and control. Trust us, you won't want to miss a moment. Buckle up. What you're about to witness is nothing short of iconic.
President Biden, he's set to deliver his first major speech since leaving office tonight. I wanted to get the president's response, or if he plans to respond to this, and comments on what Democrats are calling cuts to Social Security.
My first reaction when seeing former President Biden was speaking tonight was, I'm shocked that he is speaking at nighttime. I thought his bedtime was much earlier than his speech tonight. I understand the topic of his speech will be Social Security. Let me make it very clear ahead of former President Biden's remarks. President Trump, is absolutely certain about protecting Social Security benefits for law-abiding, tax-paying American citizens and seniors who have paid into this.
Both hilarious and painfully ironic. A French politician demanding the return of the Statue of Liberty while conveniently forgetting one small detail. It was a gift from the French people. And his party? They represent just 14% of them, according to the latest EU Parliament elections. So technically, he's not even speaking for the majority who gave the gift in the first place. But here's the kicker. It's a left-wing politician making the demand, as if that side of the aisle still holds the global torch for freedom. You honestly can't make this stuff up.
Governor Walz saying last night, he frequently checks Tesla stock, in doing so to, quote, give me a little boost during the day. How should Americans view politicians who take pride in the downfall of an American car company?
I think that's quite sad, but I think Governor Walz unfortunately is living a sad existence after his devastating defeat on November 5th.
Honestly, I still can't understand what Biden was thinking giving that speech. Public speaking has never been his strong suit during his presidency, and this latest attempt only drove that point home. From the moment he stepped up to the podium, it was like watching a slow-motion train wreck, mumbling half-finished thoughts, drifting off topic, and leaving the audience baffled about what, if anything, he was trying to say. It wasn't just awkward, it was downright uncomfortable. And just when you think political theater couldn't get any more surreal, in comes Karoline Leavitt. While Biden was stumbling through his prepared remarks, Karoline was out there delivering knockout blows in real time. Her takedown of Kamala Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz after their latest round of eyebrow-raising comments? Absolutely brutal and absolutely brilliant. She didn't just push back. She dismantled their arguments with precision, confidence, and a calm command of the moment that made Biden's rambling performance look even more out of touch. It's moments like these that show exactly why Karoline continues to rise, and why the others are scrambling to keep.
Well, I think it was a great reminder to the American people of just how blessed we all are, that the leader sitting in the Oval Office today is President Donald Trump and not President Kamala Harris.
Just to add on the Kamala Harris point, I think I speak for everyone at the White House. We encourage Kamala Harris to continue going out and speaking.
Exactly. When your political opponents are people like Tim Walz and Kamala Harris, the smartest move isn't to argue, it's to hand them a microphone and step aside. No rebuttal necessary. Every time they speak, they manage to accomplish what entire campaigns struggle to do. They reveal their own incompetence in real time. Whether it's Kamala's infamous word salads or Tim Walz's bizarre, head-scratching statements that feel ripped from an alternate reality, the strategy is simple. Just let them talk. No spin, no counterattack, just patience. The public sees it for what it is and starts asking the real question. How did these people end up with so much power and so little clarity? It's like watching a slow-motion implosion. And the best part, you don't even have to lift a finger. Just sit back and let the mic do all the work.
In Britain, we have had over a quarter of a million people issued non-crime hate incidents. As we speak, there are people in prison for quite literally reposting memes. What if the Trump administration consider political asylum for British citizens in such a situation?
Well, to your latter question, it's a very good one. I have not heard that proposed to the president, nor have I spoken to him about that idea, but I certainly can and talk to our national security team and see if it's something the administration would.
Oh, and by the way, quick reminder, if you haven't liked the video or subscribed to the channel yet, now's the time. Go ahead and hit those buttons. It helps more than you know. And trust me, you're not going to want to miss what's coming next. Now, let's talk about Tin Walls. Remember when the media couldn't stop hyping him up during his town hall tour? They were selling him as the next big thing, a fresh Democratic voice with broad appeal. But fast forward just a few months, and silence. After a string of missteps and awkward public appearances, those same outlets have pretty much vanished. It's almost like they realized the product didn't match the packaging. Meanwhile, across the pond, the UK government is catching heat of its own. This time thanks to Winston Marshall. He's not pulling punches, recently calling out the growing attacks on free speech in Britain. And let's just say it hit a nerve. When artists and musicians start sounding more like truth tellers than the politicians in power, you know something's gone seriously off track. So stick around. Between the political blunders, media backpedaling, and the rising backlash against censorship, we're just getting started. And you're going to want a front row seat for all of it.
First question about free speech in the United Kingdom. The Vice President has been incredibly outspoken about this for good reason. And the President has spoken about this as well, directly with your Prime Minister when he was here for a visit to the White House. So it remains a critical endeavor of ours to show the Brits and your country, which we love and admire, about the First Amendment and the importance of free speech in a sovereign.
This moment didn't just come out of nowhere. It happened during a White House press briefing specifically set up for new media outlets. If you were paying attention, you probably noticed a lot of unfamiliar faces in the press pool. It wasn't the usual lineup of legacy media favorites nodding along and tossing softballs. But here's the key detail. The issue being raised wasn't breaking news or some fresh controversy. It was a problem that had been simmering for months. Everyone in that room knew it. But up until then, the mainstream media had either ignored it completely or dismissed it as unworthy of coverage. Then, out of the echo chamber, someone from outside the bubble speaks up, asks the tough question, and suddenly, the issue gets traction. That moment says everything about how mainstream media operates. It's not about uncovering the truth, it's about controlling the narrative. If a story doesn't fit their script, it doesn't see the light of day. That's why these new voices matter so much. Because sometimes, it only takes one outsider to shatter the silence and remind everyone what real journalism actually looks like. Jeff Bezos also got a public scolding from Karoline Leavitt, and the way she called him out was nothing short of brilliant. She didn't just criticize him. She laid it out with precision, confidence, and zero hesitation. It was bold, direct, and honestly, kind of amazing to watch.
It's a hostile and political act by Amazon. Why didn't Amazon do this when the Biden administration hiked inflation to the highest level in 40 years? And I would also add that it's not a surprise because, as Reuters recently wrote, Amazon has partnered with a Chinese propaganda arm. So this is another reason why Americans should buy American. It's another reason why we are onshoring critical supply chains here at home to shore up our own critical supply chain and boost our own manufacturing.
Now here's the part that's flying under the radar, but it's a total game changer. Some are pointing out that this move actually helps Amazon users identify which products are made outside the US. In other words, it's quietly promoting American-made alternatives without a single sales pitch. Pretty clever, right? But imagine if this had happened under Trump. The mainstream media would have lost their minds. You'd be drowning in headlines like asterisk Trump tariffs hurt working families asterisk or asterisk economic meltdown incoming. Asterisk, you know the drill? Panic, outrage, repeat. That's what makes this moment so satisfying. Karoline Leavitt didn't just field a tough question. She flipped it into an opportunity. And when it came to Jeff Bezos, she didn't just push back. She put him in his place, calmly and confidently, without breaking a sweat. And just when you think it's all winding down, we get a jaw-dropper. MSNBC's very own Joy Reid 2.0 just got exposed, again, for blatant racism. And yes, it happened during yet another White House press briefing aimed at giving new media a voice. Because apparently, when the legacy press steps aside, the truth starts hitting a little too close to home. So yeah, don't touch that dial. This is only getting better.
Racist, what she is saying. The president intends on deporting illegal alien criminals who broke our nation's laws and are not only impacting communities across the country, but in particular communities of color in our inner cities. You remember the story out of New York City where young minority children were kicked out of their public school to make room for illegal immigrants to sleep on the floor of their cafeteria. That is putting America last. Doesn't matter your race, your religion, or creed. If you are a law-abiding American citizen, President Trump is going to put you first. Shame on Simone Sanders.
To be honest, I have no idea what MSNBC was thinking with this move. They let go of Joy Reid, supposedly to dial things back after years of divisive, over-the-top commentary, and then handed airtime to Simone Sanders. Really? It's like they swapped one outrage machine for another and expected a completely different result. If the goal was to rebuild trust or win over a broader audience, this wasn't just a swing and miss, it was a strikeout with the bat still on their shoulder. Instead of recalibrating, they've just rebranded the same hyper-partisan energy with a new face. And viewers? They're not fooled. It's not about honest conversation or balanced reporting. It's just more of the same noise, dressed up to look fresh. But hey, that's just my take. I want to hear yours. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think. And if you've been enjoying these breakdowns as much as I have, share this video with a friend or two. It really helps get the word out. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.